Welcome back to Coding with Kyle, and we're going to finish the second part of currency, and specifically we're going to focus on the item shop. So quick recap, we hit the green checkbox, and our first enemy should come up in 5 seconds. If we defeat that, it randomly spawns an amount of strawberries and cherries, and after we collect those, we have another enemy that spawns. We showed the drop min and max changing. When we defeat that one, oh, there we go. We get a whole bunch of strawberries that pop up onto our screen as random loot because the max amount has changed by a lot. So this is our code, and we're going to go ahead and focus on creating an item shop now. So the item shop, to do that, we're going to start off by programming in the background. So the item shop is going to pull up an overlay menu, and that's we can either do this menu as a sprite or as a background, but I'm going to recommend we do it as a background. So inside backgrounds, we're going to have an event, and let's say that's our we pull up an inventory. So yeah, let's check those features. So you can buy things at a shop. Okay, so we're going to hit I to access our, let's hit S to shop. So actually WASD is used to move around a lot. So let's just do the, we'll just do space to shop. Well, that's not good because we're actually using space to defeat the enemies right now. Q? Q is going to be our shop. It's right next to WASD. And it's that top key there. So Q, all right, so Q is going to trigger our shop. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go to backdrops, and we're going to have to add a new backdrop. And this is going to be our shop. Not okay, spaceship. Well, let's see what's in the city. So this metro, oh, you know what, this urban one right there, that looks like a shop. So we're going to hit this, and the shop is going to pop up. And we're going to go ahead and call this costume shop. So our code, we're going to have our backdrop switch to the shop, and because we now have multiple backgrounds, when the green flag is pressed, we need to make sure that we start off at backdrop 1. Oh, that's a P, not a Q. Right there. Haha. Okay, so whenever we click Q, we're going to switch background to the shop. And then we want to have a display pop up of different items that we can buy. So each item that you can buy is probably going to be its own sprite. So let's say, let's say that we can buy this broom, and this is going to be a weapon upgrade. So we'll call this a weapon, and that might have increased damage or something like that. So in our shop, we switch background to the shop, and then we're going to broadcast an event that says shopping. And this event of shopping is going to be a trigger for all of our other sprites in the shop to show up. So let's also go to the background and change some of this real quick. We're going to add in let's make this a little bit more on the gray side. Or, yeah, black, well, no, let's make it grayish. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. And a little darker there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add these panels. And this is where we're going to put our shop items. So just a quick copy paste. And this is kind of like we're creating a little bit of a UI to show, to display our items, and we have the background of the shop. So this will pop up. And then we're going to want the broom, which is our weapon, to be positioned in one of these. So we need to change its size. So that way it's smaller. Okay, 60, we'll put it there, maybe even a little smaller. 50, okay. Under our backdrop costume, we can add in another rectangle. This one will be filled in with a white color. And we'll put this here. And this will be where we put the prices. So we can think of maybe some of the different prices that we want to include. Okay. So we are broadcasting the event of shopping. We want to make sure that we don't have any dangling puzzle pieces, so we add a stop to the script. Now we're going to go to the broom, and we're going to start off about when we receive the message of shopping, we're going to show this broom. So whenever the green flag is pressed, we want to make sure that it's hidden. So everything that we start adding in, we want to make sure that we show and hide it at specific times. Okay, so stop script. Okay, so when I receive shopping, show, and then it'll show up on its space here. And then what we can do is say we want it to, whenever you hover over it, say what the price is. So maybe we just take out these boxes. This will be better. We're going to take out these boxes. This was a different idea. Oh, it's okay. But this can go back to being 80. And we'll drag that there. Okay, so when I receive shopping, we're going to show it. And forever, we're going to check if the mouse is hovering over it. So if it's touching the mouse pointer, that means we're browsing this item. And what we want to do is show, so that's going to be a look. So we want to say what the price is. So say what the price is. So let's say maybe it is 25 strawberries and 2 apples. That's going to be the price of our broom. And I decided, again, I like to change my mind often. We're going to put that over there. And we need a button now, a buy button. So that's just going to tell us the price. And then if we want to buy, we can add a different button here. Okay, and we'll change this costume for the button to have some text in it that says buy. So the code for this button is also going to be whenever I receive the message shopping, then the button is going to have to show up, and whenever the green flag is pressed, it needs to be hidden. Okay, so when I receive shopping, show up, and then we're going to forever check if the button is clicked. So if key, well, no, not key, space press. We want to check if mouse down. So if it's touching the mouse and the mouse is down, so this is going to be an operator, and we're going to put an and. So if our mouse is hovering over the button and we mouse down, which is clicking down, then we know that we want to buy something. We want to buy it. So we're going to say this is our weapon, right? So weapon purchased for 2 seconds. We'll say that. And the cost then, so then we need to broadcast the message that's going to say broom purchase. And then we want to, if that happens, if we purchase the broom, we want to stop the script. That way this for loop doesn't keep running, or this forever loop doesn't keep running forever. So it's important to have a stop this script inside forever loops a lot of the time, so that way it's not stopping forever. So we say broom purchase, and then we go to our broom and we add in another event that says whenever I receive broom purchase, then we want to change the amount of apples and we want to change the amounts of apples and strawberries we have. So apples needs to change, strawberries needs to change. Apples is going to change by -2, and strawberries is going to change by -25. -25. Okay. So let's take a second to test this code that we have. So we hit the green start button. We're going along. Oh no, an enemy appears. Pa, 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 pa. There we go. Got the enemy. Getting that sweet, sweet loot. We luckily got 3 apples, so we'll be able to buy this item later. There's a strawberry hiding under there. There was. And this final boss appears, and it drops a little less, but there we go. We got our 25 strawberries. So at this point, we can go ahead and pull up the shop, which I said was Q. So that switches the backdrop. And now we can hover over this broom, and it says that the cost is 25 strawberries and 2 apples. And then if I'm hovering over buy and I click it, it says weapon purchased. And now if you notice, our strawberries went down to 4 and our apples went down to 1. So everything worked out here. Okay. So I wonder if we can yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that's it while we're shopping. Now what happens though if we buy it again? Weapon, touching mouse pointer, down. It should broadcast it again. Oh, as soon as you purchase it once, it stops the script. Okay, so that's good. So that way you can't buy the same item more than once. So whenever this gets bought, we want to hide it because it's no longer available in the shop. Cool. So what happens? So now let's start over, and we're going to introduce the bug that's here been here the whole time, which is okay. I take out this first enemy, and I can go ahead and go to the shop now if I want to. So I'm going to hit Q to switch to the shop, and I'm going to buy this. It says weapon purchased, and our items go to -20 and -1. So we shouldn't be allowed to buy the item if we don't have the funds. So whenever I receive broom purchase, we need to check if we have the funds available. So we're going to wrap all of this in an if statement. And we'll put the stop this script at the end because we don't want it to hide unless it's been purchased. So we're going to check if our apples is greater than a certain number and if our strawberries is greater than a certain number. So we want to check two things, so we need to have the and. We're going to check the amount of strawberries and the amount of apples. And what we want to check is if those numbers are greater than a certain number. So we can drag these in as well. And we built this whole entire big green statement here. And we're going to check if the strawberries is greater than 24. So if it's greater than 24, that means it's 25. And if it's 25, that means we have exactly enough. And apples, we need to check if it's greater than 1, because then 2 is greater than 1, so we'll know that we have enough. And I led you guys slightly astray, as I often do. And I'm going to put an if, then, and else statement here. And we're going to drag everything inside the if into the if part. We're going to drag this whole green statement inside of the if part. We're going to put the stop this script at the bottom. And we basically just replace this if with an if else. And what we're going to do in the else is we're going to let the user know, like, hey, you don't have enough funds, not enough funds. Okay? So now we click on the green flag. We have our enemy appear, and we take down our enemy. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, got him. We collect some stuff, and we say, okay, I know there's a shop. Let's go check it out. This has got to be enough funds, right? It says, oh, broom. Okay, oh, it's 25 strawberries and 2 apples. Well, I'm going to try to buy it anyway. It says weapon purchase, but then it tells us not enough funds. And it does not actually do the purchase. And that's going to be it for the shop mechanic. I guess you will also need a button that says to close the shop. So let's add that real quick. So we'll add in another button, and this one will say exit shop. So go to the costumes, and we'll call it exit. We wanted to put that in the text. We want to let the user know that we're going to exit the shop. And so that text is there. Probably want to make it black, but I'm not focusing on the styles too much. So that's going to be our exit shop button. And we want this button to be hidden whenever the green flag is pressed. And whenever I receive the message that we're shopping, that's when we want to show it. So we're going to show it when we're shopping, hide it at the start. And whenever I receive shopping, show. And now, while it's shown, we're going to forever check if we're touching it, right? So we need this and we need to sense if the mouse pointer is hovering over, is touching the button, and did we mouse down? If so, then that means we click the button and we want to exit the shop. So we're going to broadcast a message that says exit shop. And then we're going to stop this script because we don't need it to keep going forever. Now our button 3, our buy button over here, whenever we receive the event exit shop, so when I receive exit shop, we want the buy button to be hidden, right? We want it to hide, and then we will stop the script. And same with our weapon. Whenever we receive the message exit shopping, we want it to hide. So you can see whenever we're doing all these shopping things and we have a bunch of sprites that are communicating with each other, it's really important to broadcast messages. That's how sprites are going to be able to communicate with each other. When I receive exit shop, we hide, say stop this script. And also our backdrop, whenever we exit the shop, we don't want to be shopping anymore. So whenever I receive exit shop, we're going to change the background, switch backdrop to our backdrop 1, our main backdrop. So a lot of little blocks of code here that just run for half a second. So now we hit the green flag, we bring up our shop, We try to buy our item. It says, hey, we don't have enough funds. We say, okay, maybe we shouldn't be shopping right now. An enemy just appeared, so we're going to exit the shop. And it almost all worked, except we forgot to put in the exit shop button. Whenever we click broadcast the message exit shop, we want to hide this button. So try it again, bring up the shop, try to buy something, don't have the funds, we exit the shop, everything disappears, and now we go back to the game of fighting our enemy that showed up. And that is it for this tutorial on how to use a shop. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day.